Ah, man, you're always ready. You're always ready to go. Well, I can't say always, but most of the time, I can text you or call you and say, Jeff, we got to do a recording. Okay, Brandy, I'm ready. Let's go.
Let's go.
Let's go. Let's go. So look, we got a coaching call coming up here, literally in 20 minutes, I think. So we got to make this, or maybe 15 minutes. We're going to do a short little 10-minute version today of our podcast.
We have 13 minutes.
13 minutes. All right. So we got 12 and a half minutes. I want to, the stats that we love from Craig O'Shaughnessy, and I was just reading something and looking at the same stat that you bring up frequently to our coaching students, and that is the 5% difference between winning and losing. And I guess it's actually a 10% difference if you look at the numbers. But if, on the pro tour, assuming that the guys are playing exactly at their skill level, and it works all the way down to senior level. So whatever my exact skill level is, if I'm up against someone who's exactly at that level, if we're going to play 10 times, the numbers will show that the winning percentage is 55% of the points played. Now, this is not against someone who's way better than I am or someone that I'm way better than. Then those numbers are different. But assuming that the same skill level. So one of the tough things, I think, for us as opposed to the Feds and the Rafas and the Djokovic's is that if you're playing at the same skill level against someone 10 times, if you're winning, you're losing 45% of the points.
Right. 45 out of 100.
45 out of 100. Which means that how mentally tough do you have to be able to hang in there with someone who's right at your skill level?
Right.
And not, yesterday's episode was about adversity. Can you handle adversity? Because every match is going to have adversity. Well, heck, if you're losing 45% for it, 45 out of 100 points, there's a lot of adversity in there that you got to be able to navigate through. There's some choppy waters.
Yeah, I think that's the deal. Is we talk about adversity, just the playing the game of tennis itself is just simply designed to create adversity, because when you win a point, that's not enough. You have to win 4 of them to get the bigger point, the game. But now I need 6 of those to actually win a set. And so the whole game is designed, the original scoring, I can't think of how that actually came to be, the original scoring, methodology, but the guy was pure evil. It's like different, like ping pong is like, okay, first to 21, it's very cut and dry. Now it's just mano a mano, let's go, here it is. There is no, I'm up, 5-1, and I lost the next 4 points, now it's 5-all, and then he wins the next 2 points, and now he's got a big one, and I still have a 0 next to my name. You've played, the very first game of a set is, you got to win 4 points.
Yeah.
To get on the scoreboard.
Yeah.
So you know what I mean? So the game itself is just designed to create tension.
Well, look, I do think, there's no question about it, and I think that where players get screwed up is they want to win a majority so they have a nice fat cushion. Right. There's this sense of, I need a little insurance. And that's kind of funny because one of the things I will tell my returning partner in doubles, right? So, and it could be that we're up 6-4, what? They're serving at 4-5 in the second.
Right.
And I go, hey, I think we got a break here just for a little insurance. Which is, if you break here, you win the match. But I'm always thinking, man, I'd like to get that extra break as a little cushion, a little insurance, but it doesn't always work out that way, and it just works out where some matches are they just hinge on a couple of points in there. And I don't think, I've never really sort of bought into this thing, these are way more important points than these. Now, if you do look at the stats, I think the stats, you could interpret the data to say, well, gosh, every point's pretty doggone important. Meaning, if you're serving
Right.
and you lose the first point, you go down love 15. Well, now the stats say that you're going to get broken a decent percentage of the time.
Right.
So I guess you
right.
better win that first point, right? If you lose love 15, you're down love 30. Now the numbers go off the charts.
The percentages just skyrocket. Right.
Right. So some guys say, well, gee, at 40 love. In fact, we had that one student who said, well, at 40 love, I just go for the big dinger. I go for the, thing. And I go, well, okay, then what happens? It'll, 40-15.
Well, then it begs the question: how many times have you actually made it?
Well, how many times have you lost that point and got broken?
Right.
You can't say never.
Right. Yeah. How many times by missing that first serve did the other guy step up on your second serve and hit the dinger?
Right.
And then you lost your confidence going in at 540.
That's right.
Because now you're taking something off the serve to make sure you get it in.
Well, no, it's actually 40-15. You've thrown the big bomber at 40 love, and you lost a point. Now it's 40-15. You can't tell me that you've held serve 100% of the time when you've done that in that situation at 40-15. It doesn't happen. So, we're getting a little sidetracked here, but I think the point is that we have to accept when we're playing same skill level opponent.
Right.
That number one, the match is going to be tight, and if you're playing some guys the same skill level, according to the woeful NTRP, hopefully now the UTR is better, right?
Yeah.
Which says that if you and I have the same exact rating label when we go out to play, we don't know who's going to win that match.
Right.
I mean, if we play 10 times and we have the same rating label, you ought to win 5, I ought to win 5. I mean, if the rating's accurate. So it'd be interesting. It'd be interesting for you and I to actually look at senior matches where we may have to subjectively say these two guys are even. Unless the UTR's kind of got it figured out, but the UTR still doesn't have. I don't think has enough match data in there to be able to be accurate all the time. Maybe over time it will. But I guess what's the point today, Jeff? We're just about out of time here. You got to be cool with losing 45% of the points.
Yeah, I think you got to be cool with losing points in general. You can't. It's just there is some focus that you do have to pay attention, to what's the score and things, and you should be aware of that. What's the score? I'm serving at 530. First serve is really important right now because you got to get back to 30 or at 30-15. Okay, maybe a good execution of the journeyman ball right now might be a good idea, not overdoing it to get to 40-15, a little cush.
But you know what? A lot of players, especially like say 3-5 or 4-0 guys or gals, where they're realizing, okay, man, I got to win 55% of the points. I don't trust that I can stay in this point.
Right.
Past my serve and maybe one more shot. So that third shot I've got to hit could be real dicey. I better go for it now. And that's where you end up on the losing end of that match. There's one other thing I think we got another minute here, is if we're going to lose 45% of the points, I feel like there might be good ways to lose points, which could be that you're sort of setting this guy up, if you need to, at the end of the match, to really start to wonder, well, what's he going to do now? Meaning that I kind of like, if I'm going to lose a point, I'd like to force the guy to have to pass me.
Right. I want him to touch the ball to win the point.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
Totally.
Totally. So to me, that means I either need to be approaching or I need to be like sort of in my split step, either on the service line or a hair inside the service line going, dude, I'll give you this little foot over here. I'll give you a little foot over here. If you can topspin lob me, that's cool too.
Right.
But if I lose that point, I want him to feel like, I'm not sure I can do that one again. So maybe there's a good way to lose those 45% of the points. I don't know. All right, guys, listen, we got to get off. We got a coaching call to jump on. Private coach. In fact, speaking of the private coaching call, we're still offering it. You can get your own private coaching call with me and Jeff. It's only 10 minutes, so you got to bring that one thing in your game right now that you'd like to, as we said, cross off the to-do list and move on to something else. Go over to goldballhunting.com, drop in a first name and email address, click the button. You'll get immediate access to our online calendar where you can choose a date and time that works best for you. Jeffrey, what do we want the fine folks to do right now?
Like us, share us, please subscribe. Let us know what you think down below.
Guys, get out there today. Help someone else have a spectacular day. Jeff, we're going to do this again tomorrow.
Can't wait.